so you're service connected and you can't work. Now what? Remember, tell your story. My name is Zack Evans. I'm a VA disability benefits attorney with Woods & Woods Attorneys. We have to present evidence that your service-connected conditions prevent you from working. The VA doesn't budge on this one. There's a lot of weight to lift. First off, we want to talk about your educational and your work history. Sit down with a piece of paper and a pen. You can type it out if that's more helpful, if it's easier for you. We need a full chronology of all of your training and education throughout your life and your work history. So any vocational classes you may have taken in high school, things you learned in the military from basic training, AIT, your MOS specialty, any times you were cross-trained into another MOS during service, any in-service performance evaluations as to how good you were at this particular task, promotions, any commendations from your commanders or your NCOs above you, anything that speaks to your level of performance while you were in service. Additionally, did you attend college? Was it some college? Did you graduate? Did you attend graduate school? What kind of work were you asked to do? How strenuous was it? What field was it in? What length of time did it take you to finish? And did you finish? Every job you've ever had from service to exiting the workforce is going to be very important. We need a listing of your job skills, responsibilities, and any challenges that you may have encountered whenever you were in that particular work capacity. This is very important. The reason for leaving each job needs to be listed with that particular work opportunity while you're in the workforce, especially if you were terminated from that position. We just need a good, fair, honest accounting of everything that happened, a good detailed explanation. The reason your attorneys need this is because we need to explain the progress of your medical conditions over time within the context of your working. This helps us carry the primary task of telling your story. Additionally, you want to make a separate list of your medical conditions. You want to know how each one of these would impact your ability to perform a previous task. So let's say you were able to do a certain job maybe 15 years ago. But now your service-connected medical conditions have advanced and deteriorated to the point where you're unable to re-enter the workforce in that previous capacity. So maybe you have all the knowledge, all the know-how, all of the skills. It's just that you can't make it through a workday, or you can't see a project through to completion with the same level of accuracy or proficiency that you could when you were a younger worker. So some examples of this, very common one, a mental health condition and how it affects stressful work environments and customer interactions. So if you have some difficulty dealing with stressful situations, maybe you really just decompensate when you're on a stressful sales floor or something like that, and you really start to bristle with customers. If that's something that happened to you in a previous work environment, make sure you write out a detailed description of that, how those interactions made you feel, and what it would take to sort of come down from that kind of a decompensation. Another good example, hearing loss from aircraft and small arms fire. This over time gets worse and worse, as I'm sure many of you are familiar with. Tinnitus is often a comorbid condition with hearing loss, and this affects verbal communication. So if you were primarily working in customer-facing, in-person occupations, then your hearing loss and your tinnitus is going to affect your ability to understand customers and clearly communicate their wants and needs to the company. Another good example, diabetes and peripheral neuropathy from Vietnam Agent Orange exposure. This will over time affect your fine motor dexterity. So this can affect tasks like typing and assembly line work where you're putting together small items. This information is conveniently left out of VA examinations. Examiners do not ask about it. That's because it helps win cases. The VA won't connect the dots between your conditions and your inability to work, so it's up to you and your attorney to lift the weight and tell your story. If you have questions about telling your story to the VA within the context of your past education and work history, give us a call at Woods & Woods. We can help you put it together.